Thank you.
What are you doing, you goof? Come here. You're looking for the frog. Did your show stop? Do you need me to go start your show again?
Yeah.
Did it stop? Okay, let's go start it real quick so that you can be doing that while I'm doing my meeting. Thank you. Sorry.
No worries. How are you today?
Good, how are you?
Not bad.
It's a Monday.
Yeah.
It's a very Monday.
Yep. I had to wake up early to finish the homework for today.
Sorry.
Oh, no worries.
The weekend was kind of crazy. It was good. Conference was really good. It took a good chunk of time that normally I would spend on homework. So
Yeah.
but that's okay.
I think the same thing happened to me.
What?
Hi, Alison. Hi,
Hi.
Tiva.
How are you?
I'm well. I think the same thing happened to me. I had to do my assignments late into the night on Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a lot. It was a whole lot. I'm taking 4 courses. That's the most I've ever taken. And it's a lot. But somehow I'm learning to handle them, all 4 of them, somehow. And for me, it's like if you don't stretch yourself, you won't improve.
Yeah.
And now I can see it's possible to do that much. Something I've never done. I've always done 3, and it's been so much. But doing this much now, it just tells me that if you don't stretch yourself, you won't see your capability. And I see I'm able to do 4. Maybe I'll stretch myself for the next semester. Who knows?
I don't know if you guys, see if I can find it. I'm on the wrong page. See if it'll let me share it real quick while we're waiting for Cindy. I know Anthony said he might be a little bit late. This right here. Do you guys look at those, the little study tips?
No, I probably should.
So it's not, I started looking at them because I thought I need all the help I can get in math. And they don't help with the math, but they're interesting. This week does it switch? Can you guys see the YouTube now? Or does it only stay? Okay. This is what it links to, and it's just on growth mindset, but it's a TED Talk. Anyhow, it's like, it's totally not necessary. It's not going to be on the test. It's fun for me to kind of mess around with those. It's like the one non-math part of math. But this week was on growth mindset, and it's just like you were saying, Morgan. She actually talks about she studies brains, this particular Carol Dweck. She studies brain activity in particularly students, college students. And she showed people who had growth mindset and who had, oh shoot, what was the other one? Fixed mindset.
Yeah.
And how when we push ourselves, knowing that there's a chance for failure, there's a lot more activity in the brain. There's a lot more growth going on. And then she showed the brains of people who aren't stretching themselves, or who are so afraid of not doing well that they just avoid any chance of failure. and how there's like no brain activity. Anyhow, it was just interesting to kind of, obviously I'm not done with the video, but it's, like I said, it's my one non-math part of math class, so I enjoy kind of reading over those. But how are you, Cindy?
Good, good. How are you guys?
Pretty good. It's a Monday.
It's Monday. It's true. It's Monday.
And the weekend wasn't near long enough. I'm just hanging in there. We've got a full week this week. My kids, I guess it doesn't really affect me so much, but my kids have a full week this week, and then next week we have a half week. So I'm just hanging in for that. So
Yeah, well, we were gonna go hike yesterday, and anyway, I ended up with a migraine, but leaves are so beautiful right now. So we were gonna go up to the Tetons and go do a little hiking. And we didn't get that done. So I want to say
we did that yesterday with the kids just to kind of get their wiggles out in between sessions.
Way to do it.
It was gorgeous. And everyone took a nap when we got, well, not everyone, but the ones that needed the nap took the naps when we got home. Yeah. My 4-year-old and my 2-year-old desperately needed naps, and that sealed the deal. So
now I can't remember. You live in where? Alice?
Logan area. We're just south of Logan. So
The pretty leaves right now too,
They're
because
gorgeous leaves.
and my son and his wife live in Logan, but it's just south of Logan. What is the name of the little town? Millville.
Okay, we're like not even 10 minutes. We're Wellsville, so we're just south of them.
Okay. Yeah, they live there, and my son, teaches at the university, so he's
Awesome.
yeah,
Awesome benefits.
weird math.
Well, my husband works for the university, but it's out here on the dairy, so
Oh, cool.
the benefits for the university are really nice. So you can't beat them.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. They're paying for his PhD.
Yeah.
Like it's a teaching, but we visited him with last week, and it's kind of a cool setup. So anyway,
It's a fun
but
area.
so their help, because his wife teaches at the high school there in Logan somewhere. I can't remember which high school. Math also.
Is it close to where they are, or is it Logan proper? Because there's
can't-
Ridgeline's the closest one to Millville,
I think that sounds familiar.
or the River Hops, if that makes any difference.
It doesn't. I don't know the area that well.
Right.
But yeah, it's anyway.
It's really nice. The area is really nice. I
Mhm.
miss the winters from where I grew up because I did not grow up with snow or super cold, so I'm not a massive fan, but that's okay.
Portland, and I miss the green and the rain and all of that, and the beach and stuff. Morgan, you're in the northern hemisphere, right? So are you fall where you're at also? See
I'm
there?
in Nigeria.
Yes. Is it fall in Nigeria right now? Are you spring?
Say that again. Sorry, didn't get. I didn't hear all you said.
I'm just wondering what your season is there.
Oh,
I know-
it's rainy season here. We just
Rain-
have
Is it
we
rainy?
just have rainy and dry season. So
Yeah.
like it's like your spring.
Uh,
It's like spring for you.
Guy in New Zealand the other day, and he was telling me they are opposite also. So they do like Christmas and it's summer when they have their Christmas. It's kind of weird.
When it's winter for you, it's dry here.
Mhm.
Very dry.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you in the city or are you out in the country?
This is a countryside.
Yeah.
I'm in a
And-
countryside.
Yeah. How's your water? Do you have access to good water where you're at?
Mhm.
Good.
Actually, what happens is, interestingly, the government doesn't really provide water, I would say. So they don't provide the normal water supply. So what people do is everybody goes and drills their own borehole. So every compound has their own water supply. So, but I don't know the impact in drilling several points in a certain area. I don't know the long-term impact, but it would have been a lot better if there was a central supply to different areas like you have. But for us, we have to drill points.
Mhm.
But many a times that water is not what we drink, because
Yeah.
many times we are not able to purify it to the level it's good for drinking. So you could use it to have your bath and do a lot of other things like washing and things. But
Yeah.
we have to resort to other cleaner water supply, buy water in bottles and all that in sachets to drink.
Yeah, it's something that I know when we returned from Kenya, it made me have a whole new appreciation for being able to turn on my faucet and have clean water. And it's like it's a miracle. So
Right? Is except you're wealthy enough, you could, get the standard filtration systems to clean the water to a point where it's good for drinking, but it's always a personal thing. It's not a general thing. So you don't have the government providing water for you. And then you paying for the water bill. And even when they do, I don't think it's good enough to drink. There are some cities they actually do, but it's not good enough to drink.
Yeah.
So like my brother lives in a city that is the capital in Abuja. So they have water come to them from the government, because there it's kind of, they have lots of mountains there. So it's difficult to start drilling water to get to the water table where you get water out. So the government provides water central for them. But when the water comes to them, they're not able to drink the water. So he has to maybe buy a water dispenser and buy those bottles in the 20 liter, in the 5-gallon cans for the water dispenser.
it's
That's what.
I mean, it's unbelievable. I don't know. I've never been to Nigeria, but my only experiences is in Kenya. I don't know if it's the same or if it's better or worse. No, my experience is really harsh, and the people sometimes 10 miles a day just to get to a water source that was not clean. They would dig down in the riverbed, the dry riverbed, to find, and then they would fill their containers and carry their containers 5 miles back to their home, and the water that was like contaminated because the animals are right there with
Exactly.
Anyway.
For us here, it's not that way anyways. Like I told you, it's
Mhm.
But it's not everybody that can afford it actually. So sometimes what happens is, those who have kind of want to, in front of their houses, they provide water supply for those who don't have so much around them. So those ones come to get water for free. And sometimes some people make it business and get people pay to get water. So most times around me, water is clean. Not clean, but at least it looks clean to your eyes.
Yeah.
You can't tell it's contaminated except you do the normal, you go to do the analysis of the water, but to your eyes, it looks clean. And so you can use it to wash and maybe have your bath. And I think that's the most you can do.
They're animals. Yeah. People were on the street, and our driver was telling us not to buy water from them on the street because they take and they refill them. They'll drink the water, refill them with contaminated water, and then sell them to people like and things. Like, he's like, don't buy that. Only buy this water. This is the only safe water.
Interesting.
But I did get sick while I was there, so that was not fun.
Mm.
So are we waiting for Brian today?
Anthony.
I was just seeing if because he said he might be able to pop in late, but might not be. So where he hasn't yet, I'm okay getting started. It's recorded, so
Okay.
if you guys are okay with that,
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Ben's over here going, I don't want to talk about water.
No,
It's-
I
We need to appreciate it.
no, I really enjoy learning about foreign countries.
Don't get me started for girls, because we could talk about feminine hygiene in the schools for another hour. So those poor can't go to school. And anyway, all right.
So did anyone have, if I can bring it up, sorry. I should just leave my glasses down here because I take them off at night and then I forget about them until now. And I'm not gonna run up and get them now. Anyhow, did anyone have any questions over the homework or the assignment? I know.
Anybody actually cut out the little pieces?
Heck no. I put the numbers in randomly
Mhm.
and then just picked it, like found those numbers and did it that way. I have kids and a dog. I have enough mess in my house. I don't need to be causing any more messes.
Really?
But I know on D it said to compare 70, sorry. Each other's means on the graph. I don't know if you guys just wanted, excuse me, to say where it was or share your own screens or I don't, whatever you guys want to do, or put it in the chat, whatever works for you guys.
Hmm. Yeah, I forgot to do that one little part right there.
I just did what they did. So mine was
In the video example or?
fancy and you do it on your computer. So you have your and everything there.
Oh,
That's
it's,
I do an X on my paper. I
it's
print so that I can have it like in front of me.
one second, sorry, I think it's my kiddo service coordinator.
Did you guys get all stuff?
Get one now.
You did homework?
I did most of it.
It actually it's gibberish when I first started reading it. I was like going into my cry mode, like I can't do this class. I'm gonna have to drop this class. And then my husband came and rescued me and we went through it together. And it was actually a lot simpler than I thought. But unless you have time to understand, or for me anyway, at least since I took the time to read it and understand it now, it doesn't feel like gibberish, but I could see how it looks like that to people who don't know. Does that make any?
We're a quarter of the way through the class. Like to me, keeping track of that helps. I don't know if that helps anyone else, but at this point, when we're done with this week, we're a third of the way through the class, almost. No, it's 14 weeks, not 12, isn't it?
14.
Ugh, my husband's 3 weeks ahead of us, so he's hit his third mark. So after this week, we will be more than a quarter of the way through the class. So for me, I don't know. Maybe that doesn't help anyone, but for me, it was reassuring to be like, okay, I can do this. I've made it this far.
No, that's actually a really good way to look at it. Thank you, because that helps.
So Cindy, just to like take it out of, let it not be magical anymore. Can you guys see this, or is it still showing my word?
I'm going to switch to my computer because it's so hard for me to see everything on my phone. So I might go away for a second, but
I just realized I wasn't showing you what I wanted. There we go. Can y'all see that?
Yes.
So that I take this and I move that.
ah, fancy.
Like
That is sweet.
it's not me. I guess was what I was getting at.
Huh.
It makes it look like I know a lot more than I actually do.
That's
So,
better. You can see it much better now.
Took a screenshot and then just used
yeah, just screen captured and then I just put my line in that way. But it's not like I was not doing anything fancy. My computer does it all for me. So
I have a printer and a pen. So
see, and that I don't know. I'm on a Mac. I don't know what y'all are on, so that might be. And I was raised
we're
on
not that fancy. I just switched to an iPhone for the first time and it's killing me getting used to it because I'm so used to my Android. So
my dad is a graphic designer, so we grew up on Macs.
oh,
So when I got married, my husband was a diehard PC. I said, that's fine, but we're always going to have a Mac for me because I'm a snot and I'm not going to change back after 20 years of learning how to do it on this. So
I've got anti-Windows children who delete all of that off their computers and put, I can't think of the name of it, that other operating system on.
my kids don't really know anything else. Their schools have Macs as well. So
oh.
there's going to come a time that they're going to get to college and it's not going to be a Mac and they're just going to be in a lot of trouble. So, but anyhow, and it works because I'm going into graphic design and digital marketing. So it's
Oh, cool.
good because I'm not having to fight the software as much as I might otherwise, but
Yeah.
it means when I try switching back, I struggle. So anyhow, I don't know if y'all wanted to go over that or if it just made sense and we don't need to.
I'm good.
I'm fine if you want to just do the quiz. But whatever you guys want to do is fine.
Were there any points that y'all wanted to go over? I know for me, it took me a really long time and I'm not entirely sure. I'm going to have to go back over the material because I'm not entirely sure that I know it well enough for the test in what, 2 weeks? Next week.
Next week, the exam.
Next week.
Yeah, we have a review, it looks like, which is really good. So
Yeah,
that'll
so
help.
it opens the 11th and I think,
Closes on the 13th.
huh?
I think it closes on the 13th.
Yes. So.
Do they give you, do you know, do we get any notes for the test?
I don't know, let's look that up.
I think maybe if we attend the review, we might get some pointers.
I know, so he's doing his study session, whatever it's called.
Thank you.
Mhm. It doesn't say proctored exams. It doesn't say anything in there, but I just wondered if it said anything in the actual, like, I'll look on my phone and see. Exam. Oh, I can't click on it yet.
Probably not open.
Yeah.
Well, that's rude. I'm getting to the point where I'm mixing up my classes. Because I know 2 of my classes I can take notes and have them, but I can't remember which ones they are.
Yeah.
Did he say it in the instruction video or announcement? I'll
That's
look.
fine.
I'll look
Well,
after and see.
Yeah, it's fine. We'll figure it out. I just need to study. So
Okay. I should be like getting out of my 6 million windows. Is it slowing down on any at all on your guys' end? Because okay, good.
I don't see any problem. I didn't need the app. I did this thing and I didn't need that thing for
You already
the,
did the quiz.
well, yeah, I just did I wrote it out. I didn't like do it to check it. So we'll see if I got things right, but I think I understand them enough to know.
So while you were recording, 3 decimal places. Okay.
And there was nothing that we needed to worry about decimals and stuff in here either. So
Sorry, I'm weird. I always like to know how long it is. Here's Anthony. Oh, wait a second.
just in time.
We're taking a sample size of. Hi, Anthony.
Hey guys, sorry I'm late.
No, you're just fine. Okay. When you were taking a sample size of n equals 5, what is the shape of the distribution of means histogram when the parent population is right skewed?
It would be normal, right?
I think so. I'm not.
We said right skewed because
Oh,
it's a small sample size.
the
Exactly.
parent population. Sorry, go ahead.
Exactly. That's it's a small sample size. Once the population size is right skewed and it's a small sample size, the sample size might tilt towards the direction of population size. So it will be right skewed. But if the sample size were large and the population size is either right or left skewed, it might bring the curve to a normal bell-shaped curve.
Right. That's what I got too, is right skewed because it's a small sample size. It would be normal if it were a larger sample size, which is actually the next question.
Mhm.
Right? Let's go right.
Okay.
Do you guys understand why?
That's one of the things I'm struggling.
Let me try to drop what it says here on the textbook. I have the textbook downloaded on the PDF. So it says a little of those things here. Some of those things.
It is giving us a 10-minute warning. Do we want to stop and re-pick up real quick so that we can do the test?
We can.
Let's-
I was gonna tell you that I wrote down from the video, I just copied down exactly his I paused it and wrote down the slide
Okay.
for distribution of sample means when parent population is not normally distributed. And then I wrote down distribution of sample means when the population is normally distributed. Those two things are really important to understand. And the other thing is the central limit theorem, the difference between the central limit theorem and the law of large numbers. And they give you a little clue on those at the end of the homework video. And he says it's the shape. The shape will be normally distributed if the central limit theorem applies, and the mean will be more accurate if the law of large number applies. And I put that in parentheses because if you're talking about the shape of something, then it's probably going to be that central limit theorem. And if you're talking about the mean of something, it's probably going to be the law of large numbers because it's more on accuracy.
Okay.
But those two things, when it's normally distributed and not normally distributed, and the shape and the center and the spread for each one of those things, that was super helpful to write those down. And then the only other thing on this test that I used was there's two formulas they give you. And those are going to come up here in a minute. And I don't know if you guys wrote those down or not.
Okay, I have that.
The standard deviation of the distribution of sample means equals the standard deviation of the parent population divided by the square root of the sample size. There's that formula. And then
Yes,
the
yes.
mean of the distribution of sample means equals the mean of the parent population. Those two
Yes.
formulas, I wrote those down on my little notes here too. But that was for studying and trying to figure this stuff out. That was super helpful for me because it it's in there. It's in those slides that I had, but you kind of have to pick it out. Did you want to restart, Allison?
Let's go ahead. I just we might be done, but I hate to keep going and we have like one question left, if that makes sense. So let me end it real quick, and then if it'll let me, and then I'll jump right back on and start it. So sorry guys.
Okay.